He governed River State for 8 years, solid years, as a dictator, as an emperor. Nobody talked to him. Nobody directed him. Nobody interfered with his government. He treated the Rivers people as if they were just people who should listen to him and nothing more. The same Wike made himself an APC man, and he said he's still in PDP. What sort of person he is? We are watching to see what will be the end of the road for this man's political career. In this case, he chose the man, the present governor, who worked with him as his accountant general for 8 years. Now he wanted to control him, control him from Abuja. It won't work. Leave the man to run his government. And I'm calling on River State people to stand by their government.
When some of us raise these issues, some of you felt we were just initially being a hater, and then we wanted to hate on Wike and all that. But that has been very well established. The black man is too abusive in nature to be given absolute powers. Of course, you understand of the simple logic. Power intoxicate and absolute power intoxicate, absolutely. Governor Wike, or now Minister Wike, had too much of powers. Of course, by the time he became governor, he had already disconnected from Rotimi Amaechi at the time, and then he was in charge of River State solely. You saw scenes where Wike was donating millions of nairas to people that had no affiliation with his state or with the resources of the state, and then he was donating for free, not his personal money. Of course, I know that River State is so blessed, right? And there's so much money coming in from federal allocation and other IGROs. But of course, you cannot. And this is my position. As much as I respect the infrastructural development of River State from Wike's angle, I've been in River State a couple of times, even though quite very low key, and I can tell you for free what River State gets from all revenue sources. I do not think it's commensurate to what we see in the state. And remove flyovers, remove road construction, remove certain buildings. I'm asking, where is River State in the scheme of things educationally in this country? Where does it stand? Where is River State in provision of health care facilities or health care to indigent or residents? Where is River State? Where does River State stand in the meeting up of the MDG goals? So a lot of things would have been better, and that's why, by virtue of the constitution, and then again by understanding why there is shift from one government to another. Whatever you may have focused on that may have become your goal. When another government comes to power, the government also changes focus and focus on the things that they think would be of technical aid or betterment for the people. But you see, when somebody wants to become governor and after leaving office as governor still want to superintend the state, I have a problem with that, and I have continually made that very clear. And of course, where is Wike getting this inspiration from? From Bola Ahmed Tinubu again. That is it, and I've said this several times. The example or the example that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has set in this country is something that is a cankerworm that if we do not deal with, we don't deal with as in a state of emergency, it's something that will not go well for the future of this country. There may never be, even if there is a future for this country. The point is very clear. You did not allow Rotimi Amaechi to have access to state funds while he left office as governor, even though he supported you and pushed you up the ladder. Of course, if Amaechi had access to River State Fund to prosecuting his 2023 presidential ambition, I'm sure he would have given a better fight than he did. But look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For 23 years and more, he has been in charge of Lagos. The same thing that Fabara is fighting is what every Lagos State governor has had to deal with. Apart from Ambode trying to be rebellious at some point, every other governor needs to listen to. The money is going to him, the allocations, the contract, and that's why his family members are everywhere in the scheme of things in Lagos. If you are not loyal, you cannot get there. And for any reason you try to be unloyal, like Ambode, you'll be kicked out and your political career ends. Because even if Tinubu has forgiven Ambode. The fact is, there are several persons that wants to learn that he needs to teach a lesson from that scenario. That if you betray me, you will never get a space. So he will never. I'm telling you, go and write this down. I see a lot of people say he will go for Senate. Tinubu will never allow Ambode to earn any political reputation, because of course that will be sending a bad signal. And that's what. So what does Wike want to do? He wants to solely be in charge of Rivers State, continue to use Rivers money for his own selfish reason, and be able to use that to prosecute his own presidential ambition. Of course, the Tinubu example is already there. If Tinubu did not have access to state funds for 23 years from a state like Lagos State, there is no way he would have been able to buy all he bought, do all he did, and penetrate all he penetrated, to the point that he's currently in the US now trying to stop the FBI, the CIA. All that is with money. Personal funds cannot run that. Personal funds cannot run that. You will need a continued tap of money to flow. And that's what Wike wants to have in Lagos. And I have a challenge with that. When I started the campaign for quality leadership and good governance in this country, I didn't even start with Peter. I just started to look at the issues about Africa and Nigeria and how well we could move further, until I began to dance more. There's so many persons called me. I had a friend who was in the UK and called me severally and was insisting that I should support Wike. I said no. I personally have a problem with Governor Wike at that time, because he was too garrulous. He had too much powers. He thought too much of himself, and then he was solely in charge. I have a problem. I have been trained in various leadership spheres and openings, right? And I understand clearly that a leader that does not have a leader that he listens to is actually headed for destruction. And for Governor Wike, you could just know that he was solely in charge. He spoke down on traditional rulers, changed commissioners as he liked. Nobody was in charge of the state. Even the Jonathan that he said he fought for against Rotimi Amaechi, he wasn't even listening to him. There was no particular figure around him that you could use. I don't like Godfather, but it doesn't mean you should not have someone that at least you are answerable to. Wike never had, and so that was my problem with him. So I never but look at it, Wike today. Now looking back, a couple of these guys that said, "Oh, we thought Wike was a good person," they are back, and it's not because Wike did not support Peter Obi or not, but of course that this man do not have the capacity to be able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. He's just all about himself, and that's what we are seeing now. So anything against Wike, I'm 100% support. Come, even if it's 2 a.m. I woke up in the morning to lend my voice. Anything against him, because what Wike wants to do is to use the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's prototype to also penetrate presidency by continually having access to state funds. So Sim Fabara, see, Wike did this to Amaechi. Of course, Amaechi did that to, I don't know what led to Peter Obi not wanting to give Amaechi ticket after he won the PDP primaries, right? Celestia Meya went on to contesting the gubernatorial elections in the states, and that's afterwards we saw what Wike did. We saw what Amaechi did. Then Wike betrayed Amaechi, became governor. Now Sim has become governor, will betray Wike too. Guess what? We Sim Fabara also wants to become the godfather and lord over River State. That's how nature is. Someone needs to come to betray him. It's normal. That's what Oshomole did in Edo State. Obaseki, that he said was his best friend, betrayed him. At Obaseki now wanted to also impose a governor in the state, several persons will betray him. And that's why I see the deputy governor, everything is happening. So it's normal for life. So leave Sim to also bear his consequences when the time comes. But I'm happy that Wike has been told to leave River State. And if you support this kind of evil because you feel like you like Wike, you're in the APC, of course, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has created a new line of leadership thought in this country. Leave your state and control the state so you can use the fund to prosecute your presidential ambition. That's what Wike wants to learn. It's appalling. Stop Wike at all costs.